Yo, yo, yo!
Yo,
Yo!
where's Alex?
Potato. Potatoes. Or should I say, Alex has no camera on today because there was a little bit of a technical issue. So we got potatoes talking to us today. So
Love me some red potatoes.
the red potatoes, of course, of that variety. There is no other potato that could depict Alex because, his sarcasticness. She loves red potatoes.
I'm
So
not
we're
sure if
gonna
red
have
potatoes are inherently sarcastic, but I think they are.
they are occasionally. I'm
They're
not
a
I
joke.
don't dabble in potatoes. Exactly. Yeah.
You don't like potatoes?
I like mashed potatoes. I can deal with those like spiced up like dashed potatoes, like the little quarter pieces, you know what I'm saying? Like for breakfast you get sometimes.
Potato wedges?
You gotta have yourself some home
Or
fries.
hash browns?
Listen, man,
So
a
many
good home
different potato
a good
types.
home fry will blow your mind.
Yeah.
I like wedged potatoes, if that makes sense.
Wedged potatoes are good.
That's what I mean.
Too much
Yeah.
potato. I need my potatoes to be thinner.
I just don't.
Unless they're fried.
I'm not the type to just put a potato on a grill and then just eat it with butter. Like I know, I'll pass on that.
You don't like baked potatoes?
No, not me.
Baked potatoes are, in fact, extremely overrated. You have to add a bunch of other food to make them good, which is like
unnecessary, pointless.
Sour cream is important.
I'm gonna go ahead and veto that.
I think on tacos it is, but not.
Sour cream is
me
delicious
a little
on
sour
potatoes,
cream
baked
in a
potatoes.
taco, but anywhere else can go into the trash can.
Now, what about
unless it's just
potatoes?
there? It's like,
The disrespect.
that's disgusting.
I hate
Sour
sweet
cream
potatoes.
is delicious. Oh,
Shut up,
sweet
Brandon.
potatoes
Sweet potatoes are
shouldn't
awful.
even be brought up.
Okay, good.
I wasn't even gonna. I've tried them, even in recent times. I've tried them, and every time it's the same reaction.
It's like Will Fuller.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Oh.
It's like Will
Do
Fuller.
I get hurt every time I try them?
I mean, it hurts.
That
you.
would mean I would try them like every year.
My feelings.
Around. Like,
How often do you try
week 6
them?
of the NFL season. I've tried them maybe 4 or 5 times in my life. That's not enough. If I'm Will Fuller.
Yeah, I mean, but if you start Will Fuller occasionally, you're going to get 2 points, and you're like, oh, let me just put the sweet potato back. And then sometimes you're missing out on, a sweet potato pie with marshmallows. And it's like, I didn't want that, though. I don't like sweet potatoes.
No, that's
didn't pick it up.
trash.
Yeah, it's a trash.
We're traded to those people that like that trash.
Yeah, that's very harsh.
And with that, should we move out of potato talk and into the intro?
Yeah, let the potatoes cut to the intro for us, please.
Yes.
Yes.
Here we go.
I said, baby, I am not the one to play with. Ain't the type to give up, I'm driven and motivated. I just want some recognition and some compensation. But this ain't about the money and it ain't about the fame. I got lightning in a bottle, I think I just found my perfect sound. Can you see the fire in my eyes? Bitch, it's burning out. Lightning in a bottle, I think I just found my perfect sound. Can you see the fire in my eyes? Bitch, it's burning out.
All right. We're back, and today we probably should have told you that in the intro, but today we're doing the NFC North quarterbacks, tight ends, and defenses. So
this division sucks.
As far as what? Explain suck to me.
They're all boring.
They've got some solid receivers and a couple solid running backs, but overall, yeah, this division is just incredibly boring.
I don't know. As far as fantasy wise, the top 2 quarterbacks, I would take Stafford and Cousins. Running backs, I would take.
I wouldn't be
all of
happy
them.
with Cousins.
I mean, think about it this way: if you have Cousins on your roster, you're probably going to have a stacked starting lineup besides him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I don't know. I'd want a better I want a different quarterback.
I wonder what the difference is in Kirk Cousins and Matthew Stafford's ADP, because if they're close, that's a steal.
See, I don't believe in Kirk Cousins as much anymore because Kirk Cousins just lost his most explosive playmaker.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Replacing Stephon Diggs with Justin Jefferson, to me, is a massive downgrade.
I don't necessarily think it's massive, but it's definitely not going to work.
Because Justin Jefferson can't do the things that Diggs did. Diggs was an explosive vertical threat, and you're just not going to get that out of Jefferson.
I don't even think you're going to get that out of any rookie, year one, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, like, at least with the Henry Ruggs, the field stretching ability is there. But Justin Jefferson does not play to that 4.43 40 or whatever he ran.
Yeah, fair.
Like, he's a chain mover. He is, like, if you're talking best case scenario, I feel like you're looking at, like, an Adam Thielen, which is great. But, like, sometimes you have to pass the ball more than 6 yards down the field.
I mean, Adam Thielen isn't necessarily he's slot receiver, if that's what you mean by a first down getter or chain mover, whatever the fuck that was.
Well, yeah, that's why I say that's his best case scenario. Someone who's not limited to the slot, but someone who's like just more of a contested catch or like a good, good hands, gets open, not exactly a threat to bust 175 yards.
Fair. I agree. That's why I have Cousins at 2, just because, I mean, his upside really isn't there this year. Even if they do, because, like, this whole Dalvin Cook holdout situation that's happening nowadays, 1, I don't think it's going to happen. 2, if it does, it increases the volume of passing offense, but I just don't see that mattering as much with Diggs gone.
Honestly, I feel like even if Dalvin Cook, for whatever reason, didn't play, they would just hand the ball off to Madison 50 times a game.
Yeah.
That's Mike Zimmer.
Yeah, that's fair also. Can't overlook Mike Zimmer. Explain to us, Brandon, why you have Cousins at 1.
Especially over Stafford. I feel disrespected by that ranking.
Listen, in my mind, Kirk Cousins and Stafford are about on the same spectrum. You got Stafford, who, he's had a good career of staying healthy, but as of the last 2 seasons, you had Matthew Stafford in 2018, I believe through weeks 14 through the end of the season. He played through broken bones in his back. He played through the games, but his fantasy outlook in 2018 did not fare so well because of that injury. And then you fast forward to 2019, and he exits the season in week 10. So you have a quarterback who's struggling with back issues, which I don't preferably like. And you also have Kirk Cousins and the hypothetical, what if Dalvin Cook misses part of some of next year? Or even, it doesn't even matter if Dalvin Cook misses just training camp or even preseason. Typically, I feel as if running backs that hold out, they come back, but they normally start off somewhat slower. And I think it would take at least 2 weeks to get acclimated with the system. So that's why, those were the 2 factors that I thought of when putting that 1.
I feel like you're discounting the fact that Mike Zimmer literally fired an offensive coordinator because they didn't run the ball enough. I feel like if just because Dalvin Cook isn't there, that doesn't mean they're just going to throw the ball 80 times a game.
I mean, their defense, I would also say their defense isn't one of the best in the NFL. So, I feel like it has downgraded since last year as well. So their game script could help them. Plus the fact that they don't have their star running back who they leaned on heavily last year. It could influence it. Not saying it will, but there's strong possibility.
I think it keeps him at 2nd, but
yeah, I don't see him jumping Matt Stafford unless Matt Stafford has.
I should say, I did feel the need to qualify that as a healthy Matthew Stafford, because if we get closer to the season and there are injury concerns, because honestly I'm not sure if there are right now, but if there are, I'd be afraid of taking him.
Yeah,
they're saying he's healthy as of right now. That's what I saw.
Definitely a healthy Stafford too, because at the end of 2018, like Brennan was saying, what week did he get hurt?
2018, he got hurt in week 14, but his stats show a massive drop-off of production after week 9
he started off 17.
Hot. Yeah, he started off hot, and the numbers declined.
He averaged less than a touchdown from weeks 9 to 17. Less than 1 touchdown. That's bad.
Not great.
Not great at all. But, I mean, I don't personally see that, repeating again. Plus, I mean, Galladay's come into his true potential, I believe.
Yeah.
And even Marvin Jones is still producing at 30-some years old. You bring in...
Yeah, they got a solid receiving core.
Even Cephas, we were making fun of him because of his name. I didn't even know who the fuck he was pre-draft until, I started to, look into him more. And he's not he's not a bad talent. Not athletic by any means, but I mean, he's not a bad talent. And they chose him over somebody like Darnell Mooney, who could come in and make an impact like immediately, or just like another slot receiver to take the reins from Danny Amendola, since the man is like 33 years old. But I mean, I still see the Lions offense being a run and gun type of offense, and that could benefit Stafford just by opportunity, honestly.
Yeah, they throw the ball a ton. So
Yeah, I don't mean to discount Matthew Stafford and that offense. I think their offense, when Stafford is healthy, is one of the most exciting in football. Especially last season, that offense was throwing Matthew Stafford throwing dimes down the field. They connected on so many deep passes.
Yeah.
But this is just a reflection on my worries of Matthew Stafford's health and his back.
Stafford last year, in those, what was it, 8-9 weeks he played last year, something like that, he was on pace for quarterback 4. That's pretty insane.
He was on fire. He was
above
on fire.
Russell Wilson, above Mahomes, above Drew Brees. Like, he was averaging more points per game than all those names.
Yeah,
pretty insane.
I respect Matthew Stafford's talent, and that is really why he's at 2. I may have worries of injury, but I also recognize when he's healthy and when he's clicking, he is top QB1 potential.
Oh, he's as far as like the QB1 or just QB top 12?
Top 12 QB1.
Well, I think his potential is top 5, honestly. I mean, he's definitely, if he plays the whole season, I believe he's going to be a top 12 quarterback easily.
Whole season, yeah.
If he definitely has a possibility of being a top 5. That's what my ceiling is for him.
Uh-huh.
That's why I would. As far as redraft, I would feel super comfortable having him as my QB1. Besides the injury concerns, obviously, but I mean.
Redraft, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be comfortable with taking him low.
Even Dynasty, I would be fine with having
Dynasty?
him and like another young quarterback. Yeah, that'd be fine by me.
Yeah. Aaron Rodgers, we have to talk about at some point.
do we?
It's sad, to be honest, man.
It
He's
is.
declining. He's got literally one guy to throw the ball to. I didn't even know who their tight end was until he did this. Jace something.
Yeah,
Stern.
Nobody ranked him.
Jeez, bro.
Nobody ranked him. That's it.
I couldn't. No.
He's got like 1.5 receivers. And Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones is probably his second best pass catcher, and he's getting old. And not ideal.
I said it to you guys earlier. The Devontae Adams is the shortest receiver on their roster, and it's just weird to me.
And
like,
he's
what they're
6'1".
doing.
It's not like he's
6'1",
like tiny.
Exactly. And their slot receiver, I mean, not 2019, but in 2018, Marquez Valdez-Scantling was their slot receiver. And last year, I think he played like 10% of the snaps in the slot. Now, obviously, that could attribute to the 12 personnel they use, but it's weird to me. Like a 6'4" receiver playing in the slot primarily, scary.
I think that like might start happening a little more.
It definitely could. Like, I could definitely see a trend of it happening, like with just Gesicki in Miami. Like, I know he's not a wide receiver, but they said he could be their big slot, and that's a thing that's coming up. But I mean,
So that's starting to be like
it's a little too before the times for me, especially with Aaron Rodgers, who, I mean, we've seen succeed previously without like a big. So like I feel like they're changing too much for Rodgers to succeed.
I feel like they're just kind of blowing it.
They have ever since their last Super Bowl appearance.
Since they got rid of Mike McCarthy.
Not that McCarthy was really helping things.
Yeah.
I think he's a better offensive line than LaFleur.
I don't really know what to think of LaFleur. I just feel like McCarthy did a lot to totally waste Aaron Rodgers' run.
Fair.
I don't understand the organization and their idea of like getting wide receiver talent on the team.
I think at this point,
Their lack of an idea of getting wide receiver talent.
I think they're giving up. Like, I think
Their downright refusal to add wide receiver talent.
They're
like,
all in on the tank or something, it seems.
They draft a backup running back.
Also, they
and
took
they
a
draft
fullback in the
Jordan
third round.
Love. Yeah, they get Jordan Love. Why wouldn't you get receivers or defense? Aaron Rodgers has been that's sad.
He's good. Like last year or 2 years before.
Rodgers.
2 years before, I'm pretty sure. Like if I had a conversation with somebody and they were arguing to me about Tom Brady being the GOAT, I would have had a strong argument with Aaron Rodgers being the GOAT.
Exactly.
Like, he's that talented. He's that talented, and his talent's just being wasted.
Exactly. And that's why it's hard for me to put him at 3. Aaron Rodgers.
Now, as far as fantasy, I mean, he's never going to be.
No.
I don't think anymore. Like from this point on, he's never going to be a top 12 quarterback.
Unless he chooses to go out there and stick the middle finger to the organization, ball out.
What, you think he's gonna call his own plays?
Yeah, man.
maybe. Who knows?
He should.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers should have that power. It's Aaron Rodgers.
Discount double check.
And it would pay off, I think. Aaron Rodgers probably has a better offensive mind than all them guys.
Probably. It's a power struggle over in Green Bay, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It just baffles me. Like, you have this quarterback who's talented. He was arguably not the best quarterback all time. I mean, he could have been, honestly.
I think he could have been.
I think at his peak, he has an argument for most talented quarterback ever.
Yeah, he has an argument for sure.
His prime.
And now, I mean,
they have totally thrown away the later stages of his career.
How old is he right now? Like 38 or 30? What is he? Let me check.
I want to say he's 35. Let me check that.
He's 36.
Okay.
So, even right now, he's not in his prime, but he's also not retired. But he's like right there. He's getting older.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I think it's pretty evident they're just giving up. Like, they're not expecting to go win a Super Bowl at this point. Like, they're just going to be an average team from like here for like the next 2 to 3 years, honestly.
Yeah.
So, like, most of the players on this roster, I hope Aaron Jones, like, I know last year, me and Alex had a little scuffle about Aaron Jones, and I said he wasn't good, but let's keep that in the past. But
I love Aaron Jones.
Yeah, he's really talented. I hope he finds a new home, honestly. I mean,
I do too.
Even then, he's still going to be able to produce, like, in Green Bay, but I just don't see – I don't know. I'd rather see Aaron Jones, like, be on a team that's going somewhere. Like,
I don't hate his opportunity in Green Bay because, he's going to be, like, their number 2 receiver option probably.
Well, yeah, as far as fantasy, he's definitely going to still be useful, but I'm saying, like, just for his sake as a person, as a player. Like, I don't know. That whole place, it just doesn't look like it's going to be bright for the next 2 to 3 years.
I mean, I don't think they're dead completely. They have invested a lot more resources in their defense. Like, they have a solid defense. I don't think they're dead. I think they made some very baffling decisions this offseason that could prove very costly.
These decisions, to me, they just seem like they're just, like, not win now moves, which is what you should be doing with a 36-year-old quarterback who
I don't know that because like the taking like AJ Dillon in the second round and that like fullback guy in the third round screams we want to build a better running offense, which to me isn't necessarily a sign that they're giving up, just a sign that they're dumb. Because any team that's trying to build around the run now is not smart, in my opinion, or unless maybe that is a low key sign of giving up. Yeah, but like. They have solid receivers. I mean, they just took Debo in the second. They spent a first-round pick on Ayuk. They spent a lot of money on Garoppolo.
And they drafted Jalen Hurd last year. They got a lot of young players that
I mean, I feel like
capital
on. They do. Yeah, I mean, you're right. They do use the running game a lot, but it's Kyle Shanahan here. That's an exception.
Yeah, he's a genius, especially compared to fucking Matt.
Whoever calls the plays in Green Bay.
Yeah.
All right. I don't think we're even needing to acknowledge fourth in these rankings.
Nick.
Oh, Nick Foles. Yeah. Talk about your man, big old.
I just have an issue with Brandon ranking himself over the half-empty jar of peanut butter. I've watched Brandon play quarterback. It's not good.
Listen. It's just a statement on.
Brandon has no argument.
I don't have an argument.
I'm not debating Trubisky. I'm debating the half-empty jar of peanut butter at number 6 and Brandon at number 5. I just disagree with that.
All right, that's a fair disagreement. I've had a short career in the NFL, so I can't prove my worth.
I definitely take the jar of peanut butter.
Depends the brand, honestly.
Jeff. Not Jeff.
I'm more of I'm a Skippy kind of guy.
Skipper?
Yeah, I'm a Skippy kind of guy.
I don't really notice any quality and/or difference in peanut butter brands.
I'm more of a natural peanut butter though kind of guy. Like I love the little when the oil's on top and it just sits there.
Uh,
Anyway,
I try and avoid that.
why?
I usually mix it in. If
Well,
there's
yeah, you're
oil,
supposed to. You're not gonna pour the oil on your
Yeah,
butter.
you don't just
well,
eat
the
the
way
oil
you said
with a
that
spoon.
sounded like you're just really like fantasizing like drinking that
It just
I like to
shows the
drink canola
the
oil.
authenticity of the peanut butter. The
Does it?
well, yeah, because it's like what's the word? Organic. It's more organic than like the processed Jif peanut butter that just is all thick and creamy. Like, oh, it's so thick and creamy. That's cool. But like, if you have the oil on top, you mix it in. It's so thick and creamy, but it's healthy. You know.
Well,
No.
tight ends.
Okay, let's get into tight ends. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So, T.J. Hawkinson across the board, number 1, of course. Why not? Irv Smith at 2 across the
Yeah.
board, of course. Why even bother at this point? Says Alex.
Yeah, that's how I feel about these tight ends.
I don't know. I mean, as far as fantasy redraft, like if we're just doing one tight end leagues, no tight end premium and whatnot, Hawkinson's definitely the only one you'd probably roster or start.
I would consider rostering Smith if like
Yeah.
I really fucked up and like
Yeah.
missed out really badly on tight ends. But like Kyle Rudolph didn't really do anything last year. Neither Jimmy Graham's clearly washed up. I have Graham over Rudolph because I think Chicago's stupid and like maybe they'll throw him the ball some. I don't know. But Cole Kmet is entirely speculative, and in a redraft league, if you're relying on Cole Kmet, then you are on drugs.
Yeah. I thought about it a little bit, and I remember Brandon was saying like how he expects the Patriots to do more 12 personnel or whatnot. I can see that happening here with the Bears, just because of the fact that they have Anthony Miller, Allen Robinson,
And no one.
and no
else.
one really. I mean, they drafted Darnell Mooney, who he's 5'10", 170 something. Don't see him having much of an impact year one or getting many snaps year one. So like I can see them ramping up their 2 tight end sets. I mean, that means
I can
that
see it.
Cole Kmet.
The problem is that I don't think it'll be any effective whatsoever, other than getting Cole Kmet on the field. But is he really going to do anything as a rookie tight end?
I mean, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
This division is just a tight end wasteland
Well, the
outside
Bears
of
do.
like Hawkinson.
The Bears do have approximately like 37 tight ends on their roster, so Cole Kmet doesn't have a clear path to
I
jumping
think he has a
in.
clear path to some playing time. I can't see them. To me, like they took Adam Shaheen or whatever in the second round a couple of years ago. I think them taking Kmet is a sign that like they understand that he's not any good.
Yeah.
And I would imagine it would take them about 35 seconds of watching Jimmy Graham in person to realize that he is not the Jimmy Graham that absolutely blew up the league like 8 years ago.
That was a
I
fun
agree.
Jimmy Graham.
It really
That
was
was a fun Jimmy Graham. If you go back and look at some of his stats when he was in his prime, they're absurd.
Yeah.
He would have been like the wide receiver 2 in like some seasons.
I believe it.
Just nuts. I think he was ranked the 11th overall fantasy player in like I don't remember what year it was, but that's
Really?
nuts. Hey, he was insane.
It was incredible.
Forgot about that. Honestly, I was going back looking at his stuff the other day. Holy shit!
I know
Yeah.
when he was traded to Seattle, I was
Maybe I can pull it. Maybe I can find
disappointed.
it.
I didn't like the Seattle landing spot.
That come after New Orleans.
Yeah, after New
Yeah.
Orleans.
That was when they traded him for like I think Unger and a first or something like that.
Yeah.
Mm. I mean, I was excited just because of the fact that he had previously performed. But
Well, it's weird because they like traded to get Graham, and I mean I don't specifically remember his stats in Seattle, but I feel like Will Disley was
don't think they were.
performing really well.
Like last year.
But yet, like Jimmy Graham, I don't remember him performing.
Well, Jimmy Graham was in Green Bay last year.
yeah,
No, I wasn't mean. I was just saying when they did acquire Jimmy Graham, I don't remember him being. I mean,
Oh, well, I mean, like I don't know.
he wasn't notable. No,
yeah.
That was a couple years. I feel like that was a different time.
yeah, I think that was 2-3 years ago.
Yeah.
I think that was Will Disley's first year when he tore his Achilles, or it was ACL. I don't know, it was something. Regardless, Anybody want to talk about these top 2 tight ends possibly? Maybe just a little bit, dabble in them.
TJ Hawkinson.
Hawkinson.
I mean, I think this is really Alex's spot.
Is it?
Yeah.
Why would this be Alex's spot?
Yes.
I like Hawkinson.
Yeah, he likes Hawkinson, and
He was like the 8th overall pick for a reason. You know, he's got talent.
I mean, let's be real though. I don't want to skew that, but John Ross was also like the 9th pick or something like that.
Yeah, I know that, but John Ross also didn't display any of that talent, whereas
fair. Yeah.
Hawkinson was pretty solid last year.
I mean, I don't know about last year. Maybe in college he was.
I think he had a decent rookie year. He showed flashes. Like, you're talking about tight end. Tight ends normally don't just blow up the league their first year.
You're right, but last year, his first week he blew up, and guess who he was playing? Everybody's waiver wire just streamer, the Arizona Cardinals. So it was kind of like, oh, he's flashing, and then you don't realize who is actually playing until later in the season. It's like, oh shit, it was the Arizona Cardinals. Yeah. And then later in the season, obviously he didn't have Stafford and whatnot, but he played against the Bears week, I think it was 10. I don't know. It was the second matchup against the Bears. He had 11 targets, and he ran 21 routes. So 21 routes for a tight end is a little below average, just a little bit. And 11 targets and 21 routes is practically insane, honestly. It's a high target ratio. And he only put out 7.8 fantasy points. That's in full PPR.
Yeah, he caught those 6 targets for 18 yards.
Exactly. 6 catches for 18 yards. Sure, his efficiency could go up. But just
I don't know where he caught those. I don't. Maybe those were all 2-yard catches. I don't know. I like the guy. I'm not. Me ranking him at number 1 isn't me saying that he's going to be a bona fide superstar tight end. It's more just a product of there not being any other tight ends. Honestly, I wouldn't be insanely confident in him as my tight end 1. I'd probably want a safer option.
Name some names you would take over TJ Hawkinson around the same range or even after him in ADP as far as reach.
Hayden Hurst.
Yeah, Hayden Hurst for sure.
I am way on the Hayden Hurst hype train.
And can I say one thing? This is probably going to be against Brandon's values because he loves this man, but I would take TJ Hawkinson over Austin Hooper.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm
not bought into the Austin Hooper. I'm just not bought into Austin Hooper.
Brandon does not enjoy the take.
I feel like when a tight end performs to the level that Hooper performed at, that's not a coincidence. When you're a tight end, usually when you blow up as good as Hooper did, it's talent.
I mean, didn't Kobe Fleener blow up too?
Bag.
Didn't Kobe Fleener blow up, get the bag, and just disappear?
Was he as good? Did he blow up as good as what Hooper did? Hooper was
efficiency-wise, possibly.
Until he got hurt.
Especially in that day and age, which was 5 years ago, 6 years ago, when passing was not nearly as high as the Atlanta offense was this past year. I mean,
Hooper also had 2 seasons of performing. The season before last, he didn't blow up, but he had relevant weeks towards the back half of his season.
I agree. I don't know. Hawkinson and the Lions offense. The Lions offense in general, it's a heavy pass offense. We just talked about this earlier. And then you bring back Matthew Stafford, who they seem to have a decent connection beginning of the year. I mean, I think Hawkinson had 2 decent games above 10 points with Stafford, which is it's cool and whatnot. But I don't know. The Hooper hype is just not there for me. So I would definitely take Hawkinson.
Can I make a correction for something I said earlier, real quick?
Yeah.
Because I'm not really sure where I fit in on this argument. I think I'd probably take Hooper. I misspoke. It was Rob Gronkowski that finished 11th in total fantasy points in 2011, although Jimmy Graham was a tidy 22nd among all players, not just tight ends.
And what is this, full PPR or half PPR?
It's a great question.
Because that's full PPR, kind of makes sense. But if it's half PPR, it's pretty crazy. Because that's over 11th for
I think this is half PPR.
Half PPR? Jeez. For Gronkowski, that's literally QB 11 at the worst, if not better. Which is probably better than QB 11.
All right, well, Ray Rice was 6th. Calvin Johnson was 7th. McCoy was 8th. So that's 1, 2. He would have been QB 8.
That's insane.
That's
insane.
He was catching. Oh, my God. That is nuts.
That is wild.
Let's see. That is 8, 10, 11, 12. I mean, Jimmy Graham would have been QB 13th there.
That is also
a
wild.
fringe QB1. Jimmy.
Let me just have 2 QBs on my roster real quick.
That's
insane. That's super flex for you, I guess.
And if you could somehow trade for Ray Rice or McCoy or Calvin Johnson, you were pretty much set.
Yeah.
All right.
Wish there were tight ends in this division like that, but
back to 2020 where we have T.J. Hawkinson.
Back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. Oh, there goes gravity. Choked. He's so mad, but he won't give up that. He won't have it.
And we're
so back at these roads.
Good thing I'm a bag of potatoes. They'll never find me.
Never. All right. You guys want to have any more comments on these tight ends or no?
No.
Not really.
Yeah, they're pretty ugly if you ask me.
Get this shit out of here.
Let's dive in to the defenses. All right, we actually all have 3 different number 1s.
Hey, look at that.
Get that.
That's something. I'll tell you what.
And we all have the same number 4. That's good to know.
Yeah, it's great to know, actually. I would hope.
Detroit Lions with the cardboard cutout of the defense.
Playing defense.
Yeah. Honestly, as far as me, like for my rankings, I have the Packers 1, Bears 2, Vikings 3, the Lions 4, obviously. I just don't. I don't know. The Vikings kind of just seemed like last year kind of seemed like an anomaly. Weren't they 7th defense or something like that last year?
They were 6th last year, but they were also 6th of the 4. And Mike Zimmer has generally had them. I think since 2014 when he took over, they haven't been a top 10 defense like twice. And both of those times they were like the 13th and I believe like either the 14th or the 16th. So that's kind of why I took them number 1 because they're generally a solid option.
Fair, yeah.
Whereas
I don't know.
The Bears are very, I don't know if they're going to do great or if they're going to do terrible.
Last year, I think they had 2 good games, like 10-plus points, and then besides that, they were all like 5.
Yeah,
9,
and then the year
5,
before,
8.
they were number 2, and they were killing it. So
yeah. Well, I mean, they did lose their defensive coordinator, Vic Fangio, too.
They also wasn't Khalil Mack like battling injuries last year.
Oh, I'm not sure about that, honestly. Probably was.
Thought he was. I mean, they have a lot of talent on defense.
Crazy.
They're not helped out by their utterly anemic offense, and I don't see how that magically got fixed this past offseason.
Yeah. So why do you have the Bears at 1, Brandon? Do you think Khalil Mack's going to come back and be Defensive Player of the Year?
Yeah. Why do you have the Bears at 1, Brandon?
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, this group of defenses, I feel like it's Bears and Vikings, and I chose to go with the Bears.
Yeah, they were number 1 the year before, not number 2.
Yeah, there's not really any rhyme or reason. Defenses for me are just ranked out as I see fit.
Ranked out.
And I will fight it with no facts.
No facts. I guess I'll dive into the reasoning. There's not really much of a reason for me to have the Packers at 1, to be honest, besides like just a feeling, I guess. I don't know. Like you talked about earlier, they invested in the run offense, so I feel like they're going to run the ball more, and obviously more running creates more time possession, creates less defensive time on the field, creates, less opportunity.
Less time for you to get scored on.
Exactly. Math is math. Also, their secondary is pretty fucking good. So say like they are, I don't know if they're going to have a positive game script where they're up every single game, but I mean, their secondary, in my opinion, is pretty beautiful.
They've got a solid defense overall.
Yeah, talent-wise, they definitely do.
I don't hate that. I don't think any of these top 3 defenses are bad options.
Yeah, for sure. Starting defenses, I would take any of them, honestly. Because like last year, the Packers' defense was pretty solid occasionally.
I think they finished like 16th in terms of average, but if I remember correctly, they had their ups and downs.
Yeah, they definitely had their ups and downs. The first 3 weeks they had 14, 13, 15, and then they had Philly, which was -1. For some reason, I don't remember that. I don't remember that.
I remember that game. Me and Brandon were watching that game together.
And then after Philly, they kind of just shit the bed for like 3 points an average, something like that. bye week, and then they played San Francisco, which is obviously one of the best offenses last year. And then they had 10, 9, 14, 11. Yeah. I mean, they weren't a bad defense. They just inconsistent, I guess. But I would rather
hoping for a little more consistency out of that team this year, if you're going with them.
Yeah.
Because they brought most of that talent back. I mean, they lost Blake Martinez, but, like, who gives a shit?
What TV shows do you watch, Alex?
I hate TV shows.
What do you do for
He
entertainment?
hates entertaining himself other than playing video games.
It's not true. I watch, like, Family Guy and shit, or, like, I love Rick and Morty. Those are the type of TV shows I like cartoons. I don't like, like legitimate TV shows with like content and stuff because like I just can't watch them. I either start to guess what's going to happen around every turn.
I do too.
Like I stop watching this show and I just start focusing on what's going to happen. And if I get it right, I get bored. And if I get it wrong consistently, it just starts giving me anxiety because I don't know what's going to happen. So I just can't. I totally lose interest in it.
That's pretty deep.
Like,
yeah,
there are some TV shows that I can say off of memory. They're like, oh yeah, I like that, but I just always get tired of them. Like, you just get overwhelmed by content. You want more episodes up until the point that I do not want any more episodes. There's no happy medium.
It's like an addiction almost.
No, because if you're addicted to heroin, there's never a point in which you're like, okay, that was way too much heroin.
Fair, yeah. It's either an addiction or it's like a.
I like it until I don't, and I normally start disliking it a lot quicker than I feel like I should. I don't know. I just don't like them. It doesn't get old video games because, like, I'll get tired of a game. That's fine. I'll just pop over to a new game.
Well, you can pop over to a new TV show.
No, fuck that. I prefer reading on my phone.
What?
TV shows. And I don't mean, like, reading, like, the books or shit. I just go on the internet and read. Like, I have an athletic subscription. Easiest $60 I've ever spent. It's fantastic. There's always cool stuff on there. That's the stuff I like. Or like random YouTube videos about like sports and stuff. SB Nation does a bunch of.
I love watching random YouTube videos.
If you watch like SB Nation does this series where it's like not any series, they just do a lot of cool stuff, but they'll have like 45-minute long videos about the most random specific nonsense, and I love it. I'm a non-fiction type of guy, I guess. Unless it's a cartoon. Cartoons are just designed to make you laugh. Yeah.
Non-fiction?
Look up Tiger King.
No, absolutely not.
It's non-fiction. It's a documentary. It's actually legit. It's good.
I
came into it thinking it was going to be like a joke, but it was legitimately like entertaining. It was weird. I don't know.
I never watched it.
Breaking Bad, though.
I used to watch Breaking Bad. Yeah, I used to watch that.
Ranking on, is that not in your top 5 best TV shows?
I mean, my TV show catalog is very limited, so I would have to say it's top 5 just by default because I've only watched like maybe 7 TV shows and loved them. The Walking Dead is up there for sure. I love that show, like with a passion. And what else is up there? The 100. I don't know if anybody ever watched that.
Oh yeah. I watched that when it first came out.
Yeah, that's one of those things I just got tired of. Like I watched like 6 seasons of it and I loved it, but honestly, somewhere like in the 6th season, I just stopped watching it and I haven't resumed it because I just do not care to.
See, that's the type of show where I understand where you can lose interest because a lot of the same plots happen.
Yeah, just continue. It's the same fucking thing over and over. Yes, exactly. It is exhausting to me.
No, I
get through this issue and then immediately like a new spaceship arrives.
It's kind of like
a whole new set of problems.
It's kind of like the DC TV shows. Like the Flash,
that's you will never
Arrow.
catch me watching like.
I don't watch them.
I watch that stuff when I'm doing homework, so I have something on where like if I need a break, I look up. That's how I watch those shows. But you are completely right. I understand that. But a TV show like the Breaking Bad, I couldn't see you get bored of that.
The League.
Very entertaining.
I love watching.
The League was good.
That's honestly, I think that motivated me to like love fantasy football. I don't know why.
Yeah.
It's like this whole like little niche thing that like I don't know, you can just enjoy it. And then Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I don't know if you guys ever watched that.
That was a great show.
Great show.
Not really. No.
Game of Thrones is incredible.
Alex,
And-
I feel like you would love Always Sunny just because how like sarcastic. And
Yeah, you would like. It's
Disgusting.
practically
you
like
see that,
Family
but
Guy,
I
but
won't
people.
watch it. So I won't watch it. I probably wouldn't enjoy it. That's the thing. Like you might think I'd enjoy some of it, but overall I don't think I would enjoy watching it. I like cartoons because of the ridiculous stuff that can happen in cartoons with no repercussions.
They do pretty ridiculous.
No,
stuff
but
in
you can't have a
Always Sunny.
character get like sucked into like an airplane, like turbine, and then just come back the next scene and be perfectly fine. Like that's the type of shit I like in cartoons. Like I like when Family Guy does a cutaway and like someone gets like crushed or something, they just come back fine.
I like that stuff too. It's funny.
Like when someone gets like shot in a cutaway, that's just funny to me. You can't do that in a like human TV show. One, because you'd run out of actors and you'd get sued out of existence, and two, just because it wouldn't be as funny.
I'll attest to that because Game of Zones.
Hey, Game of Zones is cool.
It is really cool. I love that series. But no, Game of Thrones, I'm very good at guessing things, and my fiance gets pissed at me when I do because I blurt it out without even knowing, and then I'll be like, it's not even like a real guess. It's like me joking, and then I'll get it right. But Game of Thrones is a series where if you guess it, things happen that you just do not see coming.
See, I liked The Witcher. Now, granted, they only
I
released
liked
like
that
10
series,
episodes
too.
of that.
Yeah.
The thing I liked about that was that they really kept you on your toes.
Yeah. And I liked how they added in some humor.
Yeah, it was good. Honestly, though, if they released like 6 seasons of it, I bet you I wouldn't finish them because I get tired of it. And I understand at this point in my life that I just prefer doing other stuff to TV shows, hence why I will not try new ones.
I
just realized that we were doing a fantasy football podcast like 25 minutes ago.
25, yeah. If you think we should start like our own like little like I don't know rant episode sometimes, just like comment it. We'll like upload it to a different channel if you want to just view that and find that more funny.
I like the idea of us saying like, oh, add comments, ask questions, give
Nobody's commenting.
Nobody here.
But it's so bad that we gotta tell them their suggestions.
There's nobody here. That's
Yeah.
if there's nobody to have suggestions, then
And just do it for us, please. Like that's what we want to do.
And then we'll do it. So you just have to comment, and then we'll do it.
And then we'll just go into our like ghost YouTube accounts and just start commenting, so like other people can comment to make them feel comfortable. Yeah.
I'm trying to create 7,000 YouTube accounts and have them all view and comment on this.
Hey man, it would up our views. That would help.
It would. It would push us into like a higher viewed stream, I suppose.
Life would be a lot easier if you could cheat.
It would make these
Away with
episodes
it.
worthwhile. Yeah.
Yeah.
Should we bother with a question today? Given that
think
I
we
feel like
don't-
our TV shows
yeah.
were the question.
That was like a
given that we just
question
went on
without
a
answer.
giant rant.
Yeah. So drop your comments if you can comment. I don't know if you can or not. Like if you just don't listen, you don't want
If
to.
you're
If you've
missing
gotten
a
this
few
far,
hands.
Yeah, if you didn't click on it, you probably can't comment.
yeah, that
Yeah.
too. But yeah. What TV shows you people like down in the comments, or
Yeah.
the 8 viewers we got? Who I think I know 3 of them. I think I know their TV shows. But the other 5, who you guys
Yeah,
probably
let me
know
hear
their
them
TV
just
shows.
so I can like trash them,
Yeah, just drop them down below.
Yeah.
because I
Or-
will in fact trash them.
Yeah, trash is everything.
That's my idea of a personality.
Even the luxury island you're dropped on to survive on, you
Yeah.
trash that too.
Trash real quick.
Like I said, Brandon, it's I'm even trashing my own self in this description. That's my idea of a personality, is just being upset at everything. That's not a real personality. That's a total fucking cop-out.
Says the potatoes.
Yeah, that's what I was about to just say. I'm no worse than this bag of potatoes. I'm a
Yeah.
fraud.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the AFC or NFC North divisional ranking.
Yeah, I don't even remember what division this was.
Yeah. And we hope you made it this far because
Probably.
I almost didn't.
I didn't either. I kind of fell asleep a little bit there. But yeah, drop some comments, like, share, subscribe, yada yada yada. And from us two in the bag of potatoes,
See you in hell.
deuces.
Later.